Hey guys, we're back. This time we're taking a look at a Wave 2 release for the World of Tanks miniatures game. This time around it is the Russian T-34. And again, it's one of the ones from the starter set. All of Wave 2 is reprints of the starter set, but they come with new cards. So we're going to get right in and take a look. I want to point out that as long as you find these little stickers on the front of them, they're going to have those codes in there for bonuses. They're generally attached to the inside of this. You have an explanation on how to claim your bonuses, and then down here is where the card is attached. They give you free in-game stuff in the video game World of Tanks. If you have a new account, you can get a bunch of stuff, or if you have an existing account, you can get a bunch of other stuff. There's the count for the new accounts. You can put that code in if you're making a new account, and you get a bunch of free things for it. I went over those more in depth in the Wave 1 videos, so you can check those out if you want to know more about it. So here we have our T-34 Russian Tank, Tier 4 medium, costs 40 points. You have 4 firepower, 1 survivability, 3 mobility, 6 initiative. You have 4 hit points. Down here we have 4 crew slots. On the flip side, we have our little background history on the tank, as well as the ability for being a medium tank. When shooting, this tank can re-roll a blank. That one's kind of nice. I love that they have the class abilities on the new game. They didn't have those in the original one. Nothing's changed on that from the original release, though, in the starter set. You're here for the upgrades. We got 5 new upgrades to go over here. So the first thing we have is Enhanced Suspension. It's a generic 2-point upgrade. It gives you +1 initiative during the movement phase. Always nice to be able to have a higher initiative. Next up we have the 57mm gun. This is a Russian one, exclusive one, 1 point. Can only be put on the T-34. Gives you +1 initiative. And arrow shot, which is when attacking, you must modify a critical into a normal hit. So at the cost of shooting earlier, you're losing a 1 critical on your roll if you roll 1. Interesting trade-off there. I don't know if it's worth it to me. Maybe it was +1 to your firepower, but we'll have to see. I don't think I think that was in the other one too, and I don't think I've used it yet. So. Then we have 3 crew upgrades here. The first one is Designated Target, which is a gunner. 5 points. When shooting, the defending tank does not gain an in-cover bonus if it's already shot this phase or has a movement token. So if your target has shot or moved this turn, they don't get a cover bonus, which is kind of cool. Like that one. Next we have Preventative Maintenance, which is a driver upgrade for 5 points. And when defending, you can modify they change the names on these, but the penetrating hit to a crit on defense is a block, basically. So you can turn a block into a critical, which is nice. And finally we have Sergey Mironov. He's a unique crew for 5 points. It's a radio operator. He has situational awareness, which is +2 to your initiative, and firefighting, which allows you to re-roll a failed repair roll when trying to fix an engine fire critical. That one's kind of situational. You have to get hit. You have to get hit with a critical. It has to be an engine fire critical, and then you have to fail your repair roll. Then it becomes useful. So the chances of that happening are there, but they're pretty slim. So I'm not sure if it's worth it for just that, but the +2 initiative helps. 5 points seems a bit steep for what you're getting there, but not a terrible card, especially if you're prone to engine fires. And then finally we have our model here. It's a standard T-34, same as the one that we got in the starter set. So this one seems to have a little bit of clippings where they cut it off the mold. Still, they assemble them better than I could, so I don't complain. I put together the ones for the original game. I do miss having the swappable turret, though, because I'm not a huge fan of the T-34, but I love the T-85, which was the 34 with a modified turret and a bigger gun, obviously. Overall, though, the T-34 is a good standard tank for the Russians. It's a mainstay core in most of my platoons, though I generally tend to use the T-85, not the T-34. I like that variant better. That doesn't exist in the World of Tanks miniatures game yet, so I'm still waiting for that to come out. But that leaves us with the T-34 for now. It's a nice, maneuverable tank with a decent amount of firepower that can handle itself. I have no real complaints about the T-34. It's just I prefer the bigger gun of the 85, and I can't wait for that one to come out. As I said in the other Wave 2 videos, it's kind of a shame that it was so soon before we went back to repeats of the starter set, but at the same time, this allows you to get multiple T-34s to build up a core of your platoon without having to rebuy the starter sets. You get some different upgrade cards, which are nice to give you some more variety in how you equip your tanks. But overall, yeah, it's a decent core part of a Russian platoon, and I think it's well worth picking up if you're into playing the Russians. Unfortunately, I don't have too much to say about these because, like I said, they're a repeat of the original starter set tanks. But, like I said, if you're looking to build Russians, this is a good way to add to the heart of your platoon, getting some new upgrades in the mix, and not having to rebuy the entire starter set. So, well worth it if you're a Russian player. At least in my opinion. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for our look at the Wave 2 World of Tanks miniatures game expansion, the Russian T-34. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.